Right, we are going to do a hand tattoo cover up. You need alcohol palette, tattoo cover palette, really good. Some coloured powders or setting powders, some alcohol activated to activate the alcohol, and a really good setting spray. So obviously I've done this section here. Yeah, this is pretty transfer proof. Okay, I'm starting with this product here, Total Tattoo Coverage, Body Impressions. Well, I thought it was Jordan or someone. The company. No, it just says Total Tattoo Coverage. Covers tattoos, sunburns, acne, birthmarks and more. It's come with this kind of tattoo diluter. And to colour correct and kind of add warmth to the tattoo, I'm going to use some of the dilute and the red, and I'm going to colour in the whole tattoo. So obviously where my skin's there, that won't need the red on. So this is kind of colour correcting. You could use salmony colours, orange colours, red for the warmth. It's almost taking away that cool dark tone and hopefully colour correcting it in some way. So let me just do this. So my hand looks like this, completely nuts. And I'm taking some of these shades. So there's peach, beige and tan. So it's those three shades there. And I'm mixing them together just to try and get a bit of a different shades going on. And then I'm also going to add some of this stuff. So this says Dilute Tattoo Products Rejuvenator. Yep, give it a mixy mix. Making sure this is dry. So let's go for it. You could use your fingers, brush, whatever. I'm just going to use a bit of a sponge. Oh no, I don't know if that's mixing it. I'm going to use my finger on top. Is that mixing together or is that my eyes? No, I've done it too soon. The red is mixing. So surely it's dry now. I've left it a bit longer. And I'm going to pat with my finger instead, just because I feel less pressure on the product beneath. And we're just going to do that until we're happy with the coverage. So obviously I think it's going to need more coverage, and that's fine. This dries, we'll just go with another layer. Let's see, far off that already does look like skin anyway. Ugh, feels so weird. So yeah, we're going to do that until it dries. So we do want to try and do this thinly, because I do think with this product it is like it cracks and creases if it's too thick. Round the edges I'm trying to disperse it so we don't get a line where it stops and starts, because again it will set quite obvious like that. I'm going with more beige, but I have picked a little bit of the peach still, only a little bit, because it's already looking obviously quite salmony pinky. And then again layering it up until I'm happy with it. I don't mind that if it's going to end up looking a bit patchy, because our skin isn't one colour. We are made up of loads of different pigment. So it's all good, because I do something else at the end, which you'll see, which will also break up the colour anyway. I'm going to go in with the brush to get around the awkward areas. You can use a brush full stop. I just feel like you can end up going a bit heavier with the brush, like brush strokes and things like that. And then this is where I can go in those cracks. Okay, this is freaking me out. That looks so creepy. I know it's a bit white, but we're gonna warm it up. Oh my god, this is scaring me more than any horror makeup I've ever done. Oh. Okay, so when that's dry, I want to set it with powder. So I'm mixing a pink and a banana one, because to try and get that peachy neutral kind of mix, the peachy mix. But you could use translucent. You could use, obviously if you're a brown girl, tan girl, whatever skin colour girl, use a skin powder that suits your skin tone. Okay, so we're dusting off. And you could go in with the next steps of paint, or you could leave it like that if you're a very pale kind of girl. Not pale, but see, like here I have warmth through it, I have veins. You can see my redness and colour. So I'm going to add some colour to it and bring it back to not just one flat colour. But first, use a really good setting spray. So this is the blue marble stuff. The bottle, it always clogs, it's rubbish. So I have just swapped it into this setting spray. I do find makeup special effects sprays work way better than normal makeup spray. So this is iconically used in special effects. So obviously I'm just going to make sure that's dry before carrying on. So the next step is a bit more professional. Probably people would get, as long as they've got that to the right colour of their skin, you'd probably leave it as that. Whereas I'm using the alcohol palette, and in this I'm going to just bring some warmth into my skin, and some cool tones like for veining, things like that. So first we're going to use the rose, although it's running low in my palette, so I have dabbed it into the rose adjuster as well. So just basically red, but I don't want to be heavy with this colouring. We do want it to look natural. As well, if this was actual for a real day, obviously I'd cover my nails to not get it on the nails, but we're going to splatter. So I just want to bring some natural flush back into the hand, just so it's not that one colour pasty. And I'm going to do that until I'm happy. As we can slightly see, there's a bit more warmth into it now. The colour is getting a little bit more, not as pasty white. I'm adding in a blue vein shade, just to add a bit of blue contrast, bringing the cool in. I am cool, I have a lot of blue. Could even get fancy and draw like where my vein is ever so lightly. And we're going to start putting some more skin tones over it to shove that in the background. There's a skin colour in there called Natural. I'm just going to speckle over some of that. So it's just kind of pushing that red and blue in the background as a background colour, as if it's coming through the fleshy tones. The better you do the speckling, the more realistic it will look. Sometimes less is more. And then if someone's really moly, really freckly, then you're obviously going with brown shades and things like that. What do we think? Good enough skin match? For good measure, we spray again with setting spray. And then when that's dry, in a minute, I'll test you and show you how touch resistant it will be. So I've just gone toilet and washed my hands, and yeah, it is transfer proof. I forgot how good this is. So transfer proof actually. However, by me rubbing it hard then, it is affecting the colour. And see here, this is when I say things aren't friction proof. So if you've got it in an area and it's going to be doing this all day, or hugging, touching, it is more than likely going to come off. So you just need to be mindful of that. Like it's a location thing. When people want coverage, think about where you're putting it, how much is it going to rub on something. Yeah, is it getting friction all day? Because you will end up just patchy anyway.